All right, everyone, this is Orly Tates. You're on the air.
Hi, how are you doing?
Doing good.
Okay. So let's start the interview.
So, are you ready to answer
Sure.
the question?
Sure.
All right. So, why are you pursuing the Obama birth certificate issue?
Well, why wouldn't any decent person pursue it? The guy's a complete fraud. Not only he doesn't have a valid long-form birth certificate, he doesn't have a valid social security number of his own. I have provided the courts with an affidavit from a senior deportation officer from the Department of Homeland Security who recently retired, John Sampson, who is stating the social security number that Obama is using today, 042684425, cannot possibly been legally obtained. It's a social security number that was issued in the state of Connecticut to an elderly individual who was born in 1890, who is presumed to be dead today, and whose death was either not reported to Social Security Administration or was reported and somebody deleted the death certificate from the records, and Obama assumed his Social Security number and is using it today in the White House. Can you imagine anything worse than that? Somebody sitting in the White House in the position of the President and Commander-in-Chief in charge of our nuclear weapons with a stolen Social Security number, without a valid long-form birth certificate. And by the way, he used multiple Social Security numbers of deceased individuals and numbers that were never assigned. This is criminal. People like this typically sit in prison for a long time, and he is sitting in the White House. So why wouldn't you proceed with those cases? Tell me.
Huh? What were you asking me again?
I asked you if why in my place, if you were to get this information, and assuming you're a decent person, why wouldn't you proceed with those cases?
Well, so you're asking why wouldn't I? Well,
yeah.
Well, in my opinion, I would pursue if I see that someone isn't. Like if someone isn't from this country, then, well, in a way I would do that because he could be representing a foreign interest and not this country's interest.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's dangerous. The guy's dangerous, and look at everything he's doing. He's just destroying this country. He's destroying its sovereignty and national security. The borders are open. Criminals are walking in like it's a party, just in and out. In Arizona, when Governor of Arizona asked for his help, all he did was put signs for law-abiding citizens not to go into this whole area, which is the size of the state of Connecticut, because it's dangerous. Instead of bringing troops and National Guard and the reinforced Border Patrol, he's basically is telling American citizens not to go there. Look what he is doing with the oil spill crisis. 70 days, and aside from a couple of photo shoots, nothing. Not only he is not doing anything productive, he's in the way, and Governor of Louisiana is constantly complaining that he is not letting him do the cleanup. Does it sound like somebody who really cares about this country?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt that Obama is not just, he's not just socialist and communist. He's also been against free speech. They're trying to end it right now. Obama and the people that follow him are trying to destroy free speech, and I'm seeing it right now in real time.
Yeah, I mean, this is like living in Nazi Germany. That's what I'm seeing, and I think the only thing that might save this nation is maybe for states, and keep in mind about a third of the states have sovereignty bills in their statutes, in their codes, and they can decide the hell with this. Why are we paying, why our citizens are working for half of a year and paying all this money to federal government that is just destroying their wealth and their sovereignty and their constitutional rights, we will be seceding from the union, and maybe those states will start forming a new union, making Obama regime obsolete. And I think it seems to me that Arizona and Texas will be the first ones to go, because the governor of Arizona is at the end of her rope. And just yesterday, Attorney General of Texas, Greg Abbott, was on Fox saying they're shooting. They were shooting yesterday at the city hall in El Paso. For goodness sakes, we're sending troops to Afghanistan and Iraq, and they're shooting at the city hall in El Paso, and nobody's doing a thing. I mean, he's making a mockery of system of justice. They're going after law-abiding citizens like me when I brought legal actions against Obama in Georgia. A corrupt judge sanctioned me $20,000 saying that this was frivolous. How is it frivolous to bring a legal action against a fraud sitting in the White House and destroying the nation? And all I did on behalf of my clients, members of the military, was asking to see his records. How is that frivolous? It's unbelievable, and I think that one of the things that can be done is states seceding and starting to form a new union, making all of those corrupt institutions obsolete. And another thing that people can start doing is joining Minutemen, helping Arizona and Texas defend their borders, and basically submitting the bill to federal government, telling them, you know what? The money that our citizens are supposed to pay you in, federal taxes and any other taxes, I guess we'll have to keep to pay for the border security that you're not providing. That's another option. I think that citizens need to take upon themselves to clean up elections. We've seen massive election fraud in this nation.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways, I know there's a limit of time, so on to the next question. What do you think about the FEC, the Federal Election Commission, going after Congressman Ron Paul right now and his organization, Campaign for Liberty?
Unbelievable. It's just sickening. I mean, they should be going after Obama. He raised $700 million. Half of this money, nobody knows where it came from. There were reports showing that money came from the Middle East, that Palestinians were selling T-shirts and collecting money for Obama, and then he gave them $900 million the moment he got elected. And they're going after Sarah Palin. They're going after Ron Paul. They're going after real patriots. And that's why I'm saying, I mean, maybe that's the states need to start seceding from the union. I don't know how else do you fight with such a corrupt Department of Justice. Just today I was watching the videos of DOJ, Department of Justice whistleblower, attorney Christian Adams, who was talking about the fact that they were in charge of the case against Black Panthers that were on video threatening law-abiding citizens during 2008 election, where they had uniforms, they had nightsticks, they had batons, and the bigwigs of Department of Justice told them not to prosecute. And when there was a hearing of the Civil Rights Commission, they sent this one attorney there. His last name is Perez. I think it was Anthony Perez, who just lied to the commission, lied through his teeth. And one of the top attorneys of Department of Justice Civil Rights Division was saying, we were told not to go after black criminals who are intimidating white voters. They simply would not prosecute it. And he even gave names. One was Steven Rosenbaum, one was Loretta King, and they are attorneys and political appointees of Department of Justice who told them that. And it came from Eric Holder. So, I mean, and he was saying we have a Department of Justice where law-abiding citizens are being abandoned and criminals are being abetted, and that constitutes corruption. We have a corrupt Department of Justice. And